Anyway, I'll welcome everybody and welcome our judge, Harold Huber, who will be doing the judging for us this evening. We have 7 assigned and 7 open prints turned in this month. And first off, I'll see if we have any old business we need to take up. Everybody good with the old business? Any new business we need to take up? Nothing there. Anybody have any exhibits they want to talk about or tell us about? Okay, so that's going to get me up to, we got a couple of announcements to make. Bill?
Yeah, I was debating about when to let everybody know, but I will not be living in Kansas City. We're moving to Fort Collins, Colorado, where my daughter lives.
Oh, wow.
And basically, because I've got my grandkids are out there, I've got 3 grandkids, and around here I've had some good friends, you guys especially, but it's not enough. I mean, and plus my wife wants to go out there, so. But anyway, it's a nice area. We've been out there, and I plan to stay a member of the club in whatever form it takes. And I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I knew this before Christmas, but I didn't want to say anything because again, we have to sell our house. We don't have a house out there yet, so things are going to be kind of rough until we have our furnitures out there, though, in a storage shed. So I guess we have to go. Anyway.
Well, good luck on the move.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hope it all works out.
It is a nice
You guys still
area.
planning to leave in May or after May?
Yeah, after May, because I've got a grandson in Bloomington, Illinois that's graduating from high school. So I'm going to go out there for that, and then we'll move after that, assuming we've got things straightened out. It's amazing the amount of stuff that you start clearing out of a house that you've been in for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you have filled up a dumpster yet?
But maybe, yeah. We're gonna have another garage sale in April or May. We had one, got rid of some stuff, but still not enough. I'm finding stuff I forgot I had.
40 years is a long time to accumulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see, what work, black and white and larger.
No.
Oh,
Threw one of those away. Look it up
Yeah,
online.
I finally got rid of all my old enlargers.
Well, I kept one, but it's a lights enlarger, so that might be worth some money someday.
Okay, and I've got one announcement I need to make, and I tried to stick with this last year, and I'll let you guys talk me out of it. But this year, after May, I will no longer be your president for a couple of other reasons. Other than it's just I've been president of this club for a long time. Nothing serious, and I don't have 1 foot in the grave. Although I do have a mausoleum crypt all paid for and ready for me to slide into, but. I'm starting to have some health issues that is making it extremely difficult for me to get out to even shoot photos anymore. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming up I won't even be able to take part in. At the end of the month, I'm going to spend a whole day over at KU in the cardiac unit over there, getting a run through a ringer and checked up one side down the other and inside out. Diabetes is actually starting to wear on me. My legs are going on me. My feet are almost gone. It's getting harder for me to walk, to stand, or even hold or keep my balance. So I'm going to give it up, and I may have to give up the club at some point down the road, but I don't know when. But I just can't. After this year, I'm not going to be able to keep up with you guys. There's just no way. So that's my announcement. So I'm looking for somebody to either take over, or we'll have to discuss. If we want to change the format of the club from what we're doing now to more of a discussion group where we meet every so often and talk about our photos. We can still invite some of our judges come in on the discussion group and, you know, go through our prints with us, basically. But that's something we'll have to decide as a group, how we want to run it, how we want to structure it. Tom and I had a little talk about this here a few days ago, and, you know, we're down to 12 members, and it's the same members are turning in the same prints every month, and I'm grateful for that. I mean, that's great. We had 7 people participated in this month's assigned and open category, and we got an assigned and an open for everybody, and that's great. I'm happy for that. But so anyway, that's kind of my announcement. So we got some time to think about this. And so we can think about, you know, if we want to change the format of the club, we want to stay the same, it doesn't make any difference. But I'd like to see the club go on. I'd like to see it continue. Maybe we just have a different moderator who could sit there and kind of say, okay, it's your turn, or not your turn, or what have you. Anyway, that's the biggest thing on my worry. I don't want to see the club fall apart. I'd like to see the club keep going. What we've been going now, 89 years now or something like that. So it's you know, I'm proud of that, the fact that the club has been around that long. And just real quick, I've already been looking at some assigned subjects for next year. And I can I'll send this list out to everybody here. I'm looking at for assigned subjects so far, I'm looking at framing, where you frame your shot, something inside of a shot with a frame that is part of your image. Also looking at balance, where you have a print that is balanced, like a scale. You've got a balance to that print, whatever your subject would be. I thought about silhouettes. I don't know that we've ever done a silhouette assignment. And I know we've done off and on, people have turned in reflections. I've turned in reflections. I thought about making that an assigned subject, you know, some type of a reflection. Another one I came up with was simplicity, where you shoot an image that is just simple. It can tell a story. It can be an object, whatever. But simplicity is another one I came up with. And then I came up with 2 others. One uses foreground and one uses background. Where a foreground, it's going to emphasize what's in front of that object. You know, like you have a wide open area, but in the background you have an object that is going to be the center point of your focus. It's going to be the focal point of your interest, but you have a large foreground in front of it, which the foreground would be the main object. And then also it's the opposite if you use something like that with a background. So I don't know, what do you guys think about those ideas for next year?
All possibilities.
Yep.
Sound good.
Well, I can send out this list. And I can also send out some examples of them. But I kind of like to stay with the deal. Instead of say we go down to the farm and shoot a picture of a plow, we kind of push ourselves to try to be more artistic and work on using the elements of the photo to, you know, tell the story or convey an idea or a thought. You know, I can go shoot Grandpa's farm all I want and learn nothing. So anyway,
true.
that's my 2 cents on it. Any discussion on it? Anybody want to?
I do like all of those ideas. And Calvin, thank you so much for being the president for so long. I mean, I know I've only been here for about a few months now, so but thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, Bill Stodmeyer and I have ran the top part of this club for how many years, Bill?
I don't know. I think when did Larry Lubert leave? Did he leave in the 80s? Leave in the 80s?
Something like that.
Yeah, I've been in and out of every office since then.
Yeah. Because when I came, Bill was president, and then I think it was like the second year I was in the club that Dennis Lindell got transferred. He was vice president, and that left Bill hanging, doing both jobs. And so finally, I just told Bill, look, if you need a vice president, I'll step in, do it for you. And then there was a span of 2 years where Bill and I stepped back Actually, he still stayed in. He was, I think you were treasurer for that 2 years, weren't you, Bill?
I think so.
Yeah, and then I just stepped back and was sitting in the gallery enjoying the show, and then after that 2 year hiatus, then everybody wanted me to come back in and do it again, which I don't think I'm doing anything that spectacular. Just moderating the show is all I'm doing. So but anyway, that's kind of what I had on my mind this evening. So anytime anybody has any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. I'll get this list together, copy it off, and I'll send it out to everybody just so you can look at it. And please, you got an idea, you got a thought, any other assigned subjects, that'd be great. I don't want to have to do all of it. I don't want it to all be my ideas or my formats. But if you guys got some ideas on some of this stuff, speak up. So anyway, having said that, that's all I really have on my mind. Anybody else have anything they want to throw in the mix?
Not right now.
Okay, well, Mr. Hooper, it is yours.
Well, I have to say, this is the second time I've judged for this club, and you guys do not make it easy for a judge. You're a great bunch of photographers. To get that out of the way, get that off out of the that conversation started right away. Let me see if I can share my screen and the first one is I think I understand the protocol. I read through the document that you guys sent me. So this first one is Alternating Lines by Dennis Lindell, and the category is Juxtaposition. And I have copious notes on everybody's photography, so please bear with me while I'm reading
That's fine.
from my script. What I really liked of this image, because of the juxtaposition, is there were multiple layers in it, and a couple of other people had multiple layers. You have the parallel lines from the fence, plus the angled lines of the shadows, plus you have the long grass and the short grass, and also, especially for a black and white club, the light versus dark. So I really thought it was well done. It was to me, a very balanced picture. Next was, I wonder if I can, I have to go by this, I think. Yeah. This one is Blowing Kisses from the Moon by Calvin. And I thought this was a really cute shot of the moon cradling this little angel blowing. The one thing I really did like was that the angle of the light was the same for both the moon and the angel. So that probably took some thought on how to get that really kind of seamless there for the lighting portion. But the only thing I had a question was I wasn't sure about the juxtaposition. Can you share thoughts on what your thoughts were on the juxtaposition for this?
Well, I don't know. It just kind of hit me as being two elements that don't normally go together.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they do in a fantasy type of thing, but they really don't go together.
Mhm.
The moon is one of my shots of the moon I took here within last year. And that little fairy sitting there, that's one of my wife's little figurines that I photographed sitting here on my desk.
Ah,
And use my desk lamp to light the same side, like you say. So the
yep,
light was coming from the same angle.
yep.
So
It looks like you actually had a little backlit too, because I like the way the wing stands out in the dark side. You got a little haloing on it, which makes it separated from the dark of the moon. So like that shot. It was awesome. Let me see. Next is this one is Corner by Bill Stoudemire. And this is, I say this image shows the stark juxtaposition between the light and the dark, as well as the textures. I thought, wow, that's kind of smack you in the face juxtaposition, You look at it and it's like, yeah, really. The one thing you might want to tell me, Bill, was the vignette put on there on purpose to kind of focus you on the center, or I see there's a little vignetting on the sides.
Yeah, I did. Well, I added some vignetting. That's
Mhm.
an outside corner inside my
Mhm.
house.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It just struck me the brick. That's what they used to call Z brick. So
Mhm.
anyway, I just
Yeah.
struck me and I took the picture.
Yeah, we had a lot of that brick in our house before we remodeled.
Well, I wasn't about
That's
to
like,
try to take it off.
yeah, it was a job, let me tell you. Let me see. Next is Mac Healthy by McHealthy, I guess, by Tom.
Yes,
And I really like the humor of this shot. It's more of a contemporary juxtaposition because it plays between our expectation of what would be that container versus what's actually in it. And let me see. And I thought I have clever with an exclamation point underlined. So it's a very clever use of juxtaposition.
I
So
tried to shoot that with sliced carrots, and
mhm.
it really looked great in color. But
Ah,
when I flipped it to black and white, they look exactly like French fries.
right. I would have said,
Wow.
So it's kind of like, okay, so I've got $3 worth of sliced carrots for anybody. So anyway, but yeah, I was all excited about doing that. And I stuck them all in there and took several pictures. And like I say, in color, it really comes off, and flipped
yeah.
it to black and white. And it's like, really? I mean, it just looked like greasy fries.
Yeah.
Well, now you got some carrots for carrot cake.
There you go. There you go.
I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed the humor in it.
Thank you.
Um, this one is One Odd Pepper by Bill. And I said this is really a classic image of what you would think of juxtaposition. And it shows kind of what I consider the odd man out idea of juxtaposition. I thought was very well done. I liked the sharp focus, and the lighting was really pretty good too. I really enjoyed it. So kudos on this shot. I I I I I I do. I guess my question is, was there any particular reason? Does the five peppers have any significance, or was it just what fit hit your fancy, I guess?
Yeah, that's right, Harold. It was just something that I enjoy, kind of like Tom does, doing studio photography, and this is
Mhm.
just a shot I've taken, um, trying to show the red peppers versus the yellow peppers.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
It's a classic. I really liked it.
thank
Hey,
you.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, we could get together and make a salad.
Well, yeah, we do. I think, Tom.
Well, he's got broccoli and carrots anyway.
You got broccoli and carrots, and you got the pepper. So
There you go.
This is Spencer's, and I really was kind of interested in this. A couple of notes I had is it kind of invokes your imagination of what I assume that was Sick One that tagged the sign. What his thoughts were when he was doing it. It's one of those that is kind of a thinking man's image. It's like, okay, and the juxtaposition between the Sharpie and the roadwork sign, very well done. Let me see, what else did I say? I said the photographer shows great observational skills, unless you're a Sick One and you did it yourself. But
Oh no, I don't graffiti. No,
I'm just teasing.
maybe I do on the side, but no.
Very good observational skills, just to pick that out and say, that's something I want to take a picture of. Good job.
Thanks.
Let me see. The last one in the assigned category is this is wood versus brick. And this was another one that I thought was really an exceptional image. It has the multiple levels also. Is you have the dark sky versus the light ground. You have the brick pile versus the wood pile in front there. And you also have the directional juxtaposition of the bricks going horizontally and the wood going vertically. I think this really worked very well for the category. So kudos. That was an awesome shot. And should I go first, second, third, or third, second, first?
How are you gonna do it?
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay. We'll build some excitement. Okay. For number 3, I picked Bill's Odd Man Out for juxtaposition. I like that classic look. It really spoke to me. For number 2, I picked Tom's humorous juxtaposition. He's probably happy now that he used the broccoli instead of the carrots. So very well done. And for number 1, drum roll, James Schultz. I really enjoyed this picture that I have up here now. It, like I said, it's just juxtaposition on every level, just about. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You bet. It was an honor to judge these, so I appreciate it. Let me turn my page here so I can get to the open category. Okay. I have to take a swig of coffee. My throat's getting dry. Okay, so this one was Big Sky, Little Moon. And I wish Dennis was here, right? He's not here, is he?
No.
No,
Yeah. I wish he was here. I really like this picture, but at least from a photographer and a viewer's point of view, I really wish that it would have been done as a landscape instead of a portrait, because that's a beautiful vista and you want to see more of the vista. And I realized that there may have been signs in the way, you know. There's always something, you know. There's a reason for his use of a portrait on this. I wish he was here so I could find out what it was, but I did enjoy it. Just wish I'd had more of it. It goes back to what Calvin was saying earlier about a window, because you kind of get this feeling like you're in a cabin up in the mountain or up in the hoodoos, looking out a window at a beautiful vista. So very well done. Okay. Oops. Let me see. The next one is Calvin's blue winged teal. We'll have to take your word for it that it's blue winged. But I really liked it. It's a good animal portrait. I like the sharp focus. And I also like the bokeh in the background. You know, it helps the actual portrait, the head of the beast, stand out. It would have been nicer if you could have gotten a little bit more separation between the background and the subject, but you know, you take what you can get. Okay, next. This one is called Emerging, and I thought that you did a really good job conveying motion for a static object. You know, it really looks like it's going to fly right off that hood and hit me in the face. uh, uh, I said the framing of it was very effective to convey that forward motion, you know, really tight crop on it. And like I said, looks like it could be coming right off that hood and coming at you. Actually, what is that? That's a hood ornament, but I don't know. Do you know what kind of vehicle it is?
It's 57 Chevy.
57 Chevy. All right.
Yeah. And
Is it yours?
no, I wish.
Yeah.
But I sometimes I have a real draw to the shiny objects, and I like, you know, the how the reflections can work on those kind of surfaces, you know, and give you more of an
Yeah.
abstract design in it as opposed to, you know, a realistic image.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I also like that the and I can't explain it exactly. The cross image there, you know,
mhm.
where you're looking at the seam or the hood seam. I can't tell what that is. Just an indentation,
I
and then in the tail going back, the tail of it going back almost looks like a contrail. You know, it's pretty effective. I believe the next one is Happy Geese by Bill. Okay, I had to read my notes. I really like this tree on the left. It kind of constrains the viewer and kind of frames the subjects of the subjects, get your attention to flow from the birds on down through the scene into the water. I thought it was a very effective use of framing. I'm trying to think. That's I already said that. Okay. Okay. I said it allows the eye to wander through the scene if I want to get uh, artistic about it. So I thought that was a very effective use of the framing, the bank and the tree to kind of focus in on the subject. Where's this taken? Can you mind sharing?
Yeah, that snowstorm we had 3 weeks or so ago,
Mhm.
the one that had the heavier snow.
Mhm.
My wife and I went into Corporate Woods, and this is I think it's Mill Creek that runs through Corporate Woods.
Oh, nice.
So this is a little scene on Mill Creek, if you will.
Oh, that's very nice. A little bit of wilderness in the city, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And this one, once again, I really appreciate the humor of it. This is let me get to I now pronounce you. Uh, Said I appreciate the humor of these two toilet paper rolls marching into the wedded bliss.
Yes.
I wondered if this was your commentary on marriage, though.
Well, I have to give my wife some credit. We have some company coming over, so she wanted to go around and make sure that we had full toilet paper rolls in all the rooms. And they were just sitting there, and they were both almost concentrically the same diameter, even though they've been used. And they were just sitting side by side like that. And I looked at that and I thought, gee, that would be something if I could figure out what to call it. And I kind of came up with by, using the on the right hand side there, that's kind of the veil, if you will, or the train
Yep.
of the
Yep.
dress. So I just thought, well, what the heck, I go for it. Something a little humorous, and the pattern on the toilet paper is different from the woman to
Yes.
the man.
Yep.
So
And the one on the left is slightly taller. I'm sure you
just a
planned it
slight,
that way.
slight bit tall. How that happened? I think it's just the angle, whatever happened, but
No,
I had fun. I had a little fun playing with that. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
sure.
awesome. A lot of fun. I always enjoy humor.
thanks. Yeah.
Let me see. This one is Jay the Incredible. And um, I absolutely love this picture. The evocative mood of the portrait and conveys really thoughtful contemplation. And Spencer, can you give us a little background on it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if in this one I was using 3 flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Because before normally I just use 1 flash for
Mhm.
portraits, but I wanted to try out 3. So I think there's a 1 flash that's pointed towards the up
Mhm.
to try
Mhm.
to feather it. Um, and then another one, I think on the backside as like a hair light.
Mhm.
I don't think I think this one's just two flashes.
Mhm.
Because in other ones I tried out gels, but gels don't really work in black and white photography, so
Yeah.
mainly color.
I
That's true.
I figured you had a hair light because of the separation between the hair and the background. It's really stunning. I was really impressed by this. This is a
Thank
wonderful
you.
shot.
I would have liked possibly a third light like in the back or like a rim
Mhm.
light to just create
Gotcha.
more
Yeah,
separation
Mhm.
after seeing this now versus
Yeah.
like in the moment.
right.
Right. Was there any was this just a spur of the moment or was this a model?
Well, so this was a photographer model meetup. And then
Okay, good. Yeah.
later that evening there was a party for the
Mhm.
photographers and the models as well, just to get
Mhm.
together. So yeah, this was in I think December, like December 14th.
Mhm. Uh, Superb. Very well
Thank
done.
you. And then also in the picture there are these little like white specks
Mhm.
in
I
the
was wondering if that was snow.
well, so they had this like snow machine going in the background, and and it was like a little bit ways away in the
Yeah.
studio, but I was trying to get away from the other people to try to
Mhm.
do my own thing, and
Yeah.
so those things were still flying all over the studio.
Like I said, very thoughtful and very evocative. It really sets it's a really good mood portrait. Enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Uh, I'm not going to say who's number one, but let the cat out of the bag a little bit. This one is uh, Nightlights by Bill Stoudemire. And this was another one that I really fell in love with. I love the mood that this set. Um, I like the dreamlike quality of it. I don't see that often in especially in black and white, but I really like this. Uh, it reminds me almost, put in here of a French impressionistic painting. Really enjoyed it. It has as I said, a lovely ethereal quality. So well done, Bill. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks. I have to give credit to the fog.
Well, that always helps. That's that ethereal quality. Yeah. But you got to get out and do it when the fog's out. That's my downfall. It was foggy the other day, and I thought, man, it'd be great to go out and, well, that goes. Okay, the rundown. Third place I gave to Mr. Schultz for the foot ornament. I'm trying to remember what he called it.
Emerging. Emerging.
Yeah,
Emerging.
got it. Sorry. Yeah. So that's number 3. Number 2 I gave to Bill for his wonderfully moody, foggy night scene. And of course, no surprise who number one is. Spencer for his The Incredible Jay the Incredible. Sorry. Congratulations.
Thank you. The reason why I called it Jay the Incredible is because we were talking about which Pixar movie is our favorite.
Mhm.
And I said like mine's like Ratatouille, and he said I think The Incredibles. So
There you go.
Cars.
You don't have
yeah,
you
Cars.
don't
Cars.
you don't have now you don't have a rat under your hat there, do you? Taking pictures?
No, but there is a rat under here when I'm making my meals, but
Well, awesome. I appreciate you guys asking me, and it was really a pleasure to take a look at your beautiful art. You guys are a very talented club.
Well, thank you, Harold.
thank
you,
you,
Harold.
Harold.
My pleasure.
Well, gentlemen,
Anybody have anything else they want
I do have a question about
to? Sure.
like autofocusing, like whether it's better to use like the center point for focusing, or if it's like focus and recompose. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm shooting is like action or like events, and I mean I've been going back and forth, but I just don't really know what exactly to do or like which to use.
Are you back button focusing, Spencer?
Yeah.
Okay.
when you're shooting action, are you keeping your subject matter pretty much in the center?
I mean, ideally I would like to do it like in camera, but that's not always possible. Because then you have to crop it after the fact. But I want to try to like reduce my editing time, because I don't necessarily enjoy being at the computer all the time. I like to be out and shooting.
What kind of gear are you using?
I have a like for lens or cameras.
Camera.
I have a Nikon D7200 and then a Nikon D750.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say
like,
some of the newer cameras offer face focus.
yeah, I
So
don't
and eye
have
focus.
mirrorless.
Yeah, but that really makes things a lot easier when to follow subjects on the move, because it
Yeah.
will really stay right on the eye. You can my camera, you can either choose left eye or right eye even. So
Oh,
And
no.
it, and is that a mirrorless camera or
I shoot Olympus, yeah,
okay?
or OM Systems now. Now that they sold. I switched from Canon. I used Canon for probably 35 years. And I switched about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe not even that long ago, about 5 years ago to Olympus, because it's just so much lighter. I my backpack that I was using was about 45 pounds full, and now that I'm getting
Jeez.
kind of long in the teeth, going out chasing my kids through the woods with a 45-pound pack all day, and it just wasn't doing it. So I cut my weight in half by going with the micro four thirds system.
That's when you're shooting, are you shooting multiple shots at one time?
Oh, oh yes, yeah.
Okay,
Like
okay, okay.
like for example, like at a sporting event, I shot like 2000 or like 2200.
Mhm.
And that's a lot to go through.
Yeah,
Hmm,
it is.
yeah.
It is. Yeah. But you almost have to do that if you have some motion, to compensate for
Yes.
position and everything else. So
Well, the events that you're shooting, are they singular, like with a single person, or is it team oriented, where you're trying to put more people into the frame?
Well, I so it's like sometimes it's teams, and then sometimes it's events. But then sometimes it's portraits. So it's like with portraits, that's a lot easier because then I could just use like the center point, but it's mainly the concern for like events. Because like with sports, generally I just use the center point and then just crop afterwards because that's easier. But then with events, it's a little more complicated because generally I try to find like pleasing compositions, but that's more challenging if I just use the center point. So
Then are you trying to control your depth of field? In other words, if your subject matters are staggered?
yes, yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll use like a shallower depth of field, or sometimes I'll use a smaller depth of field. So it just depends on what situation I'm in.
Because that would make a difference as to what your f-stop would be and your shutter speed, and consequently then whether or not your focus is going to be, foreground, background blurred versus, your center being in focus. So then you might just have to be trying to use an auto focus system.
Like with like a mirrorless camera, or
Doesn't matter with
oh,
what's the camera body is.
okay.
Just so long as it's got a decent autofocus, where if the subject matter is like, say for instance, you want to be in focus in this, with the background being out of focus and the foreground being out of focus, then sometimes you're just going to have to trust that that autofocus in the center,
Yeah, okay.
as opposed to a multi-point.
As opposed to like moving the focus point. Okay. Well, I think that helps answer my question. Thank you.
Guys, I've got something about post-production, especially when you're converting color into black and white. How you control the ghosting when you push it one way or the other too far, and you have like halos, and is there a method to avoid that to come into play?
You're dealing with halos around your subject.
Yeah, if you push, say for instance, if your sky is a blue sky, and when you convert it and you want that sky to go darker and darker and darker, then around your subject matter that you end up with that having a halo. Do you know what? Am I maybe not expressing it right? But there's a glow around that edge,
Kind of a ghost.
against the sky. Yeah, like a ghost.
Kind of a ghost.
Yeah. Is there a trick to keep from doing that, or is it it's inevitable and you just got to try to avoid doing it altogether?
And which software are you using to edit in?
It's an old Photoshop.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. The only thing I can think of is if you bracket the shot to where you get, a stop above, you get it right on, then you get a stop below, or you can even extend your brackets.
Mhm.
I don't know if that would help you with your image.
I even was wondering about, I think Bill had one time done some HDR work and whether or not, how well that would work. Did you get into any more of that, Bill?
Which bill are you talking about, James?
Oh, I'm sorry. You.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
I remember you had done some
I
HDR work.
haven't done a lot in HDR lately, but my wife has, but I haven't. But yeah, I just try to avoid pushing stuff way too far out.
Like clipping the highlights.
Yeah, in exposure, well, and when he's processing mostly.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I've
and
not done any, so I was just curious as whether or not that would maybe solve that kind of a problem.
and James, in the camera, is it actually clipping the picture like on the histogram, or is it like in color? Is it not clipping it?
I can't say
Okay.
because when I just shoot, I don't check a lot of the stuff. In
Okay.
fact, if I had really been paying attention, I wouldn't have 3,000 underexposed images from my last trip.
Yeah. Well, I would recommend to look and see. Which camera are you using?
I've got an old Nikon.
So in the Nikon menu, you could turn on the histogram.
Yes.
And do you know how to like read a histogram? Because
Well, a lot of times my histograms will be pushed from one side to the other,
Okay, yeah.
So
But so like ideally you would be looking at that like when you're taking the picture next time, and then seeing if it's not like getting clipped or not getting clipped the other way.
well, most of the time where I run into the issue is in the post processing.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pushing it too far one direction or the other.
Mhm.
So
You might be able to take Calvin's advice and do bracketing, and then on the darker sky, you won't have to push it as far, and then do a composite.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't ever done stacking,
Mm-hmm.
but that was something to experiment with too. So anyway,
There's probably lots of great YouTube videos for that.
yeah. YouTube's great.
Yes, it is.
So
I do have one
anyway.
question on the YouTubes. How come everybody that teaches you something on YouTube has an English accent?
Oh, really?
It
Has a
seems
what?
like they all have an English accent showing you how to do something. It's like, doesn't the Americans do anything on YouTube?
Oh,
There are
I
a
mean-
few, but most of them are from, the UK and stuff.
oh,
Isn't
I
it
guess.
though?
They have what they take photography way more serious than we
I
probably do here in the
guess.
States. So yeah.
I guess.
I guess most of the people that I listen to are American, but I mean,
I just,
there is one person called Flern, but he does more like Photoshop tutorials. And then there's another great guy in India that does really great Photoshop tutorials too.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I worked on a project in Black and Beach in the UK for 6 months, and they have a lot more time than we do.
must be, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have a meeting here, and you're trying to figure something out. It's we'll get together next week. Well, there it's a fortnight, which is 2 weeks, so everything's automatically doubled. So
Well, gentlemen, I got to go and make dinner for the rest of the crew.
All right, James, thank you.
Like on that.
Take
All
care,
right,
James.
Tom, I will
take
get
care.
your
We'll see you next
website
month.
reimbursement to you here in the next day or two.
That's okay, Bill, whenever.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Harold,
Take
thank
care.
you. Appreciate
you
it.
bet.
thank you,
No,
Harold.
appreciate
Happy to be a
you.
part of it.
Sure.
Adios a todos.
Fellas, I need to run too. I got something here I need to take care of. So I'm going to bow out.
Okay. See you next month, Bill and Calvin.
See ya.
Yeah. Let's see.